Test 1, 2. 1, 2.
All right, we are ready to open the doors. Please make sure you look at the name tags and the wristbands. He's running this part.
I'm slave to this one. And I'm trying to get it to go. And it's not. It says
Here, it says milkshake. It says it's playing.
Does it really?
Milkshake.
Is it moving?
Moving. I hear something. Let me try to pause it.
Let's make sure we didn't mute the PC. We did not.
They like to read them? So if you can put them here, and then we'll put the ones that are done over there. You can grab them from here.
So all the volunteers have assembled back, I'm guessing, from their lunch. So if you have had enough of your lunch, I guess it's time for your nap now. All right, maybe we're going to have a nap session for 10 minutes. Sure? Okay. Just nap time. I can just give you that. Yeah. Hey Roger, can you get the start down? You can increase the volume. Sure. Do you know in how much time we're gonna start? We should start. I don't know. We'll figure out what time we want to start. Are those bags empty?
Yeah, almost empty. So I got to.
Okay. Where's my union rep? Where's Michelle?
Hey, Raj, can I see the mic?
Teams, in 5 minutes, we will start paging you to come up. So in 5 minutes, 10 minutes after, we will start paging teams. All right, I think we're about to get started for the final double elimination rounds here. So students, keep an eye on your pagers. We're about to start paging in just a moment. In addition, this is just a reminder that after we are done with double elimination, we are going to start tearing down some of these game tables. So please, if you're available to help out, we certainly will appreciate it. As I mentioned on Sunday, it took KIPR staff about 14 hours to get the whole room set up. So if we can have a lot of hands to tear down stuff, that'd be really awesome. So again, pages are about to start coming out. Keep an eye on them. And we're going to get started with the next round.
Sorry.
They're all off right now.
Should we put them on? Yeah, can we, yeah.
Hello, audience.
Go ahead. Oh, real quick on the store, it closes at 3. So if you're interested in buying any more Botball swag, or if you're interested in trying to buy a raffle ticket for one of our big bot guys and bot gals, then now's the time to do so.
Just like everything, interrupted by commercials. I love it. All right. Hey, so since you're here, taking over for Jeff for a second, tell us a little bit about what's happening at Botball for the next half hour or the next half day.
Well, I guess for the rest of this afternoon, we're going to finish up the double elimination rounds for the 4 different tiers that we have. So far, the mornings went pretty well. We've seen a lot of very competitive games of the different tiers. A lot of good sportsmanship, too, which is really exciting. A lot of teams working with each other and being nice and friendly, and we like that. And more importantly, y'all as an audience being awesome, supportive, and encouraging your students for success.
Very cool. And so this is Wes Myers. He's the head judge. He's got the uniform for it. So whenever the students have a question about the board, they go to him. He makes the call. And yeah, thanks for coming in for the interview.
All right, welcome back here again to the 2019 Global Conference in Educational Robotics. And this is the last portion of the tournament, John, right?
That's right. This is double elimination. So we're working on a bracket. Some of the teams have got no losses. Some of the teams have got 1 loss. When those teams have their second loss, the first loss puts them into the consolation bracket. The second one puts them out of the competition.
And that's correct. And so, and just to clarify, because of double elimination, it is possible for one team to lose once and actually win the whole shebang.
Absolutely. If you end up in the lower bracket and you win, the winner of the lower bracket plays the winner of the upper bracket, and they can, if they win twice, they are the winners for the whole thing.
That's correct. So let's go over and take a look at the game board. I know some of you have been joining us or have been with us for the whole time, but a few people have been just joining us now. So let's talk about how do we score points in this year's tournament?
So real quickly, there's a series of skyscrapers there. It's been affected by an earthquake. The earthquake has caused flooding. You see a lot of water around the big tall buildings. The power lines, they have been knocked down, so our robots are going to try to fix that. The gas lines, this is a spare gas line. We're going to try to correct that. If they can bring it here, it's worth 50 points. Bring it here, it's worth 150. Connecting this is worth 50 points. There's 2 of them. Connecting the other one is worth 50 points.
Since we're already over here at this utility zone, I know that I've seen some teams try to put that guy over there and then throw some of these blue palms in there. What's going on with that?
So this is water. You can take it out of the flood zone, which is the blue tape over there, or other places off the board. If you put it in the utility zone, it's worth 10 points apiece. If you put that inside this coupler, inside this water reclamation unit, it doubles the points. So 20 points apiece for everyone that's in there. So that's a big score. You're going to see a lot of people go through the flood zone, collect all the water out of the flood zone, and try to get it here. That's a big win.
But what's going on with the points? I know that there's some possibility of arranging some of these items here in the start, John.
So what Jeff is mentioning is around the start box, there are 3 items: an ambulance, a firefighter, and some water. And they're set there purposely to allow the teams to put them any way that they want, as long as they start the game touching the black line. and that just makes it easier for beginner teams and experienced teams to score points. A beginner team, for example, could put them all in front, just plow them off, and gain points.
All right, so we come around here clockwise. In this area here, we got a longer yellow cube and this big blue cube.
So this is the firehouse. So the firehouse has a fire truck. Every firehouse has to have a fire truck. This looks like a fire truck, right? You want to put the fire truck near the burning buildings. So buildings are on fire if they have this fire symbol. Placing the fire truck there is worth 50 points. That's a big move.
And what about these yellow cubes? They're a little bit different here. These guys are the firefighters, right?
These are the firefighters. They're in their fire pole, and you'll see teams. One team in particular does it very effectively. They pull the firefighters out off the pole, and then if you can put them near something that's on fire, that's worth a lot. Even better if you put them on the top. That's worth 50 points apiece. So that's already 200 points. There's 250. There's a possibility of 300 points if they can get it to do that. You see how that precarious that is? That's a really big score. So
Yeah,
300 points for doing that.
And we've seen at least one team do that. So the building that's not marked for fire is the medical center, right?
That's the medical center. You want to get ambulance to the medical center as well as people that are hurt. If you look, we call them meeples. There's a green and a red. The red ones are the ones that are injured. So you want to take the injured people and put it in the non-burning medical center. That's the one that has the ambulance there. So unfortunately, that ambulance doesn't score, Jeff.
Yeah, we got to do this. So we see some teams that get ready to score it, put it down. It's on the black tape, but we don't count the scores until the very end, right?
Nothing scores on the black tape. You have to get it off the black tape in order for it to score. So you'll see them put it down and then give it a shove. That's just trying to make sure it doesn't end up on the black tape. So we're going to put injured people there. We're going to put healthy people. We don't want to put them in near the fire. So we want to put them in what's called the disaster recovery or the disaster relief zone, also known as the start box.
So we also see some teams going for this orange cup or the gas valve, right?
So this is a spare gas valve. We want to fix the gas pipes. If we can bring it here, it's worth 50 points. If we can put it on here, it's worth 150 points. So that's a much harder thing because it's easier to create something that just lifts it up and puts it down. To lift it up, twist it, and put it on, that's a much more difficult thing, and it's rewarded 50, 150. So you see people do that.
All right, and we've got some really high value items here. We've got our bot guy, and there's Chip.
So Bot Guy is the mascot of the KISS Institute. So if we can get him off of one of the buildings and place him there, that's worth 100. This is the mayor. This looks like the mayor. The mayor, if you could put him there, the mayor of this, it's worth another 100 points.
And what do we do, lastly but not least, but this very large water cube here?
That's a big blob of water, and we got to put that only on the building that's on fire. So the building that's on fire, again, is the one that has the yellow and red. Now, you might notice if you're sitting a little to the one side or the other that there's a yellow and red marker down here. That's the one that the robots use. This one is just here for you, so that you, the audience, can see it. So we know that that's the building that's on fire. We're going to put that up there. Hey, what we saw earlier this morning was 2 of them.
That's correct. It's not always impossible to have things like this happen. We have both teams scoring that 200 points.
That actually happened earlier this afternoon. It was very exciting to see teams do that.
All right, we're getting ready to start for action. So if you can follow us online, we're on our YouTube channel. But
one last thing is there's water and medical supplies. I'm sorry, food and medical supplies with water on top. If they put it here or they put it in the medical center, that's worth a bunch of points. So you might see people plowing that. All right, well, thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Make sure you clap for these students. They put in a lot of work. It's been like 6 months. Some of them started in January, so really give them a hand. Whether they win or lose, it's a lot of fun. All right, folks, as you start watching, I happen to have table 5 up. You'll see people out there putting their robots in. What they're trying to do is make sure that the robots fit inside the start box. That's also called the disaster relief zone. And there's lights back there. If you haven't watched earlier in the week, those lights tell the robots when to start. That's the way we get a fair start. The lights come on at exactly the same time on both sides of the screen.
That's right, John. So again, we got set up on all different tables right now. Students very carefully making sure everything's lined up. You know, I've seen, John, some of the teams use a piece of wood or something. What's going on there when they start?
So I call that a jig. You know, it's a way of putting the robots down in exactly the right place. So some people do it, some people don't, but that's what that's for.
Yeah, another thing I've seen the students do, some students are running around with clipboards with what appears to be a checklist.
That's exactly what it is. You know, any of these teams that are doing well probably are using a checklist. They're trying to make sure that all of their robots are set up exactly right. For example, the big robot that creates has 2 power switches. If they turn one of the power switches on but not the other, the robot won't go.
Yeah, that's really important to note. So if they're going to opt to use that larger create, they have to make sure that they have all power sources turned on. So that's 3, and that's the case.
Okay, so what we're looking at on table 5 is the students are hands off. They're not allowed to touch the robot anymore. They can't give any signals to the robot, and then the judges randomize the table. They move the things around to make sure that there's a little bit of, basically they're raising the difficulty level by changing which ones are which buildings are on fire.
Right, that's right, John. There's no remote control. There's no way to interact. Once we've set them down for calibration, they have to be all programmed to get ready to go.
Table 5 just launched. You can see that the Palm Desert Middle School has got the ambulance. They're going to take the ambulance. Let's see. What they need to do is move the ambulance into the non-burning building. The building is not on fire, right in front of the screen.
Both teams moving very quickly. That ambulance it needs to go into that medical center. Right now, that ambulance scores just 1 point beyond their side. However, here we go with a sweeper. Now, what?
DeWitt Perry is going right down that silver highway. And if they just keep pushing it down there, now they've got to know that they want to push it into the building that's not on fire. So they're going to have to make a little bit of a right-hand turn, a little jog at the end.
All right. Nice job of bulldozing a bunch of points there into that disaster relief zone.
So look at that. They made the turn. They must have used their camera. They made the turn. This is DeWitt Perry Middle School, Team 1. They pushed their stuff into the non-burning medical center, including the ambulance. Now the question is the ambulance...
Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, no.
So DeWitt Perry was trying to set up the electric lines. They had it right about there, and it failed. Looks like the other side,
but they got the other side. Yeah, that 50 points, I think, will make that difference for this run.
Look at that. It looks like they actually wrapped it around. See, the string goes around and comes up.
Oh, it does. But
doesn't matter
the important part is
right.
The important part is that washer is attached there, so the connection is secured.
You know, I got to say, though, Palm Desert's got a bunch of stuff in the disaster relief zone.
They do.
There's a food, medical supplies. If any of that's stacked, that's a kind of a bonus point. So that's pretty good.
Here we go to table 6.
Palm Desert High and Dixon.
Public schools.
So look at the Palm Desert. They are picking up the water molecules and putting it into the water collection vessel.
Yep, and again, they're using their piece of paper, get one standard sheet of paper to do something, and they think they made a funnel there.
I think that's going to score. It's right at the end. We'll have to see what the judges say, but the one thing about the water containment unit is that it does not matter. It can be on the black tape. So that's going to be a good score. Unfortunately, they got the fire truck. The Dixon Public School got the fire truck close to the burning building. They got the ambulance at the burning building. So neither of those are the best scores.
Okay. So while we're waiting for action here, some team members wanted somebody to know is a special upcoming birthday. Happy birthday to Abby Gonzalez on Saturday.
Happy birthday. All right.
There you go. Action on table 1.
Table 1. So we got John Glenn Middle School on the right and DeWitt Perry on the left.
John Glenn Middle School wielding a very large effector on that crate bot.
Oh, they're trying to get the coupler and did not get it. And I think they look at the carnage. They lost a piece of their
they lost
arm.
a piece of that claw. But on the other side, they were able to get the orange coupler, the gas valve.
So DeWitt Perry delivered the fire truck. Unfortunately, went to the wrong side. Now we've got John Glenn Middle School driving over the Silver Highway, trying to plow that stuff. Oh, they did not get their coupler on there, unfortunately.
Oh, it's really unfortunate because they've got the gas valve, and it doesn't score unless it touches the surface, John.
That's right.
If they didn't get it onto the coupler, it's fine, but if they can just knock it off and get it to fall down, it actually would score 50 points. Meanwhile, on the other side, DeWitt Perry's doing a good job of bulldozing some small points around. Let's update a few scores there, John. Let's see what we got here.
On the game of Dixon and Palm Desert on table 6.
Palm Desert comes out with a win, team 167.
167 for the win. MISD played Curtis.
Yeah, winner on that table, Curtis, team 711. All
Table
right.
1, we've got robots moving there. You can see they've got the ambulance and the firefighter out there.
Oh, time almost
Right at the
out.
end of that one. Okay, it's over to the judges. You know,
you notice all the robots had to stop, and which they did, and so everything was as good. It's appropriate for a full run.
So Palm Desert and DeWitt played.
So, and the winner on that table was DeWitt, team 1.
DeWitt, team 1 for the win.
Oh, we're on table 3 here. It looks like Great Mills High School had one of their small robots flip over. But it appears, John, I think that Los Altos Community Team 510 was able to score the water cube onto that burning building.
That's right. That's worth 200 points. Table 8, we got some action here. You can see the Ada Lovelace School. They are picking up the water and putting it into the water reclamation unit. That's nice. That's a bunch of points right there.
And Plainview's got an interesting effector that grabs, they grab the meeples from both the top and the bottom.
Top and the bottom of the jet bridge or the sky bridge. Now, those aren't worth a lot until they deliver them someplace, but look, if they can get them into the disaster relief zone, the start box, that's a good mix.
It appears that they must have gotten some kind of tracking alignment off, because I believe they're supposed to be going straight down that line. And unfortunately are turning and
while we watch that, let's take a look. Middale and Haleyville.
And Haleyville team 261 came out with a win. So while we're watching the action here, the Plainview High School, one of the things we asked them is, what was one important lesson your team learned through Botball this year? And they said, don't give up. That's super important, never to give up.
So Great Mills and Los Altos.
I believe the winner on that table, Los Altos, team 510.
Excellent.
So what's going on? Oh, Ada Lovelace attempted to grab Bot Guy and just losing grasp of it.
That is a really tough move. Getting up that high. These robots have to start less than 12 inches tall. They got to get up there, and they just didn't get that one.
Yeah, and again, as I said earlier, I think that the Plainview High School robot, the larger Create robot, just got off in its tracking, and it's not quite collecting all the meeples.
Hey, while we got a little bit of a break, I want to give a shout out to Megan. She's our off-site technical support element. She's making sure that our live stream feed this year is always working for us. So thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. One more update for school scores. John Glenn Middle School over and DeWitt. The winner on that one, John?
DeWitt team 183. DeWitt team 183 by 5 points. You know, Jeff, these games are they say football's a game of inches. These games are just a couple of points.
Yeah, I think it's a great game design and great elements that we have quite a few games that are like that. Both teams scoring quite a bit. Here we go, action on table 7. Emmett Middle School and Palm Desert High School. Emmett moving very quickly and moving a the fire truck and the ambulance, I think, right into that firehouse. Their large robot extended, but possibly waiting. Meanwhile, same thing, there's movement over on the other left-hand
You
side.
can see Emmett Middle is looking at their robot to make sure, once again, it's those two switches. You can see all of the actuators moving, but not the base. There's a good chance that the switch didn't get pushed.
John, what are they doing with that large coupler there for that small robot? Oh,
I
no.
think the idea is to carry the coupler and collect the water right out of the flood zone and to drop it on. But, it's fraught with danger anytime you're driving through the flood zone. All right, on table 5, we've got all 4 robots are moving.
Dead Robot Society Team 6 and Noble High School, 468.
So Dead Robots have the firefighter and the water. They're going to try to put it into the burning
Wow.
medical center.
They've consistently grabbed Bot Guy all throughout the tournament, and they've got him once again. Meanwhile, they're holding the ambulance up in the air, too. Oh, no!
Bot-Guy looks like he might be on the black line. That's not going to be very good.
Yeah, they got to make sure that Bot Guy stays with somewhere in that center there without touching that black tape. Noble High School going for that coupler. Yep.
Going for the coupler. They've got the rubber bands on there to get a good grip on it. See what they've done is they've picked it up so that the Dead Robot Society can't get to it. Even though they're not ready to use it, they've gone and stolen that 150 possible points.
That's a great defensive strategy. And again, these teams are allowed to come up with different strategies, programs, and even effectors in between matches. So that's pretty cool if they did that to deny the other team some points.
So the Dead Robot Society are going for the electric coupling.
They
got 50 points on that one.
And the left side, I love how simple that effector is. It appears to be just a long piece with a couple of Lego pieces at the end.
So it is. I've looked at that robot. It's a motor. So you'll see when it goes to do that, it's a harder one to adjust.
Oh, here we go. Getting ready to score a bunch of water in that. They can just get it in there. Yeah, I think that counts.
That's a lot of water.
Oh, nice.
Did you see how they pushed it in at the very end? Noble
really.
High, very well done. Let's see what they do.
This is a great match. Both teams doing a lot of stuff. Here we go. Going for that water cube. They need to put it in the center building, the tallest building, to score that 200 points.
So it's the building on fire up there. They keep lining up. Let's see. That's a score, I think. We'll see how that works out.
John, what was the sensor that they used to be able to navigate to that? What do you think?
I believe that they're looking down for black lines. So we'll come back and see how that one scores.
All right, table 6 here, all the way from Austria.
Austria's already got the bot guy and the mayor.
Wow.
So that's looking good for them.
They've got that interesting couple with that cool little combine system to grab and move those blue palms up the side of the container.
Let's see how they did. Notice that Wiener Neustadt also has the electric line, so that's 100 points. They just dropped the ambulance in the correct spot. That's another 50 points.
Yeah.
They're really doing a nice job.
On the other side there, Radiant appears to have moved a bunch of those meeples out and is placing them, I think, in the appropriate side. We can't see because
it's underneath the create.
Right.
So let's see if they can get the Wiener Neustadt can get it turned around. Yes, they did. They're coming in. They delivered it. That's a beautiful run for them. I think they're going to be real happy with that.
I think that's going to make it.
Just to add a little icing to the cake, they just picked up the 200-point water blob, and they've got it up there. So that's a 200-point run. That's really good.
What a great run.
So taking a look at the quick score, we got DeWitt and Spartan.
The winner on that table, DeWitt, Team 3. All right, moving over to table 3. Independence High School and Visa Robotics.
Independence High School is driving down the Silver Highway. This is really nice. They can push it all the way down there. We'll see whether they need to get it not in the burning building, but the one to the right.
Right. And
there's some points there, but not as much as they'd like.
Visa Robotics very consistently doing the same action. At the top of the screen here, you might see this again unfold and score those power lines. So they've done it all throughout the tournament. There you go.
That's 100 points for them. It's very nice.
I'm not quite sure what's happening with their small robot. It didn't appear to have moved. Possibly light sensor didn't calibrate or start.
Yep. But if you look at Independence High, they've got a hold of the water container. Let's see if they're going to grab a bunch of water. Oh, take a look at this. They go over, they turn to the left, grab the water, slide it over, drop it in. What a nice run. Watch this, everybody. This is a very nice maneuver. Grab 3 waters, pick it up, drive it over. They're moving while they're doing this to smash it down because they can't have it over top of the end. So anything that's up too high doesn't count. They put it in,
That's pretty cool.
smash it down a little bit, grab the next ones. I got to give Independence High
That's
that's a great design.
That's great design, great engineering. And here they go, and they got to put it into the correct spot. So one of the things we asked the Independence High School team is what did they learn this year? And they said they learned to never give up and persevere even through stressful times.
Table 3. Hey, let's go to table 3 real quick. I see something that I think we're going to really like. At the far end, look how many firefighters they got stacked in the far end, Jeff.
Yeah, I think they got 5 because I can see one down there.
Yeah, that's
earlier in the tournament they were
that's
able to
a
get
lot
all
of,
6, so that's 250 points. Really, really cool effort.
plus all the water down there. That's
Yeah.
going to be a good run. I think they're going to be happy with
Yeah,
that.
I think that firefighter grab is really the thing to do. Super cool. It's great to see the teams, interacting with each other, supporting each other. Really, really good sportsmanship.
So I had a score from Ada Lovelace and Plainview.
Yeah, Plainview coming out the winner, Team 101. We also had another score, Palm Desert 144 and Emmett, Team 724. Who came out the winner there?
Palm Desert 144.
All right, getting ready. Is it for action or on table 4 here?
Table 4 is Tron and Explorer Post 1010.
So yeah, I'd like to remind everybody. See again, you don't have to use 2 robots, and in fact, you can do really, really well with just one simple robot, which we're seeing here in Tron.
So they grabbed the ambulance, the firefighter. They pushed them both into the burning location. So you can hear the chant of 1010.
Yeah.
They've grabbed the coupler, the gas coupler, with their big robot. Now they got to make sure they don't bump in. They want to take it to the other side of the table, but they've got another robot working. If you look, they're going underneath the sky bridge there, Jeff, picking out the meeples. The very precise navigation to get it into that sky bridge.
That's correct. And this really, really interesting collector because they collect the meatballs both on the top and bottom. I'm curious why
they just missed it, I think, on this one.
I'm curious why they chose to get the ones on the top because I don't ever see them dump them.
Explorer Post 1010 got the 150 for the gas coupler.
Yeah, very nicely done. Tron was able to get quite a few points.
They got a bunch of points, but they seem to have gotten stuck on something in the back there.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I think they were supposed to be in that the medical center, not the burning.
Yeah, the ambulance should have been one over. I don't know whether that's what caused them to get hung up down there. So, but taking a look at Explorer Post 1010, that 150 points is going to come in play real strong. Couple of scores here real quick. We've got Radiant and HTL, Wiener Neustadt.
Yeah, so the team that won on that one was the HTL, Team 602.
Here we have the Dead Robot Society against Noble High School.
And Noble 468 with the winner on that one, Dead Robot Society.
Team number 6.
We're over here on table 8, Palm Desert High School, Team 231, and Palm Desert High School 167.
There's another robot that is carrying the water. So, hey, folks, watch this one. They're going to drive down through the flood zone. You know, I think they may have overcorrected. Last time they got too close to the flood zone and got hung up. They overcorrected a little to the right, and I think that's not going to work out as well for them as they'd like.
Well,
now they're underneath. Oh, there we go. We've got is that the little robot moving the big robot?
I'm not quite sure. Yeah, a little bit of trouble with that choreography.
On table 8, you guys should be ready to catch this thing. It looks like you might get a robot over the side.
Well, the guys on the left-hand side there, Palm Desert High School, we asked them what was the best part of the 2019 season. They really thought that they learned a more efficient way to code, and they're actually trying to do something really sophisticated, John. We don't quite see it because those good game cubes are not loaded properly, but they got an interesting effector that tries to stack a whole tall stack of cubes, right?
They're using the water and the foam core board to stack these cubes. It's really nice. So VC and Independence, we got their score.
So I believe that the winner on that one was Independence.
Independence, Team 80 with the win. And another score came in. We've got Explorer Post 1010 and Tron. Let's hear what happened there.
And the winner on that one, Explorer 160 with the win.
Explorer Post team 160 for the win.
So the team that on the right-hand side, Palm Desert High School, Team 231, one of the things that they really liked about GCER was they play, there's a tradition for playing Capture the Flag. I'm not sure if they do it inside the building or outside, but that's pretty cool that there's a tradition that when they go to GCER, they play Capture the Flag.
So we'll watch the Palm Desert versus Palm Desert. I'm betting the Palm Desert's going to win.
I think it's a pretty good guess that one of those teams will win there, yeah.
Actually, it's really looking at it from here. It's hard to know who the winner of this one's going to be. The judges got their hands full. A lot of pieces got moved around.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what was stacked there with the team 167. If again they managed to stack those cubes and they touch that surface, that would be a nice little bonus.
Well, we got a little break in the action. I want to remind everybody that the KISS Institute is sponsoring a raffle for a bot guide. This is one of these large, oversized bot guides. It's $10 for an entry. They can buy their tickets over at the store, which is the audience's left-hand side.
Yep, and the store does not stay open forever. It's only open until, I think, 3 p.m. today.
3 p.m. And you have to be present to win, which means you just have to come to the award ceremony, which you want to do anyway. All right, I want to direct your attention. Nope, sorry, bad couch.
All right, on table 7, Guangzhou Foreign Language School 748 and Great Mills High School, team 241.
The Great Mills School is going right under the...
Going for
Oh,
Buckeye.
and they went for Buckeye. They're doing two things at once. They're going underneath the Sky Bridge to grab Meeples, and they get Buckeye. That's a great move.
All right, they also were able to score that, well, not score, they were able to take that coupler.
They've
Let's
got
see
the
if they scored.
coupler. Yep, that's good. Oh, look what the
Guangzhou
foreign
is
languages
going
schools
really
got.
quickly for...
They are right out there. They're going to put that 200-pointer.
And they're dragging their small
They're
robot
dragging
with them.
their
but-
small robot. They still scored the 200 points. That's a good safety measure.
So one of the things the students are
Let's see
able
if
to
they
use...
can get. both of them are going after it at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Foreign language school has the mare. Very nice. That
Just spinning their small bot around. Doesn't matter.
So we'll see whether Great Mills goes after the mare, even though it's gone. I think that's where they're going.
Really interesting. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no. Are they going to take them? They did.
Oh,
They stole
wow.
the 200-pointer. Oh, my gosh. What a game. What a game.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if that was intentional. I imagine they were...
I think they just go and grab whatever's up there. It just happened to work out great.
Wow.
What a great...
Interesting strategy. So they think they have the mare, and they brought the cube. So they...
We saw them earlier. They try for every... It looks like they try for the top of every skyscraper.
I forgot about that. That is really interesting strategy, right?
And so here, the foreign language school thought that they did something really good by getting it up there early, and it just got taken away. That's an amazing run.
Wow, interesting matchup. Really interesting matchup here.
So we've got two robots on their sides, one for Great Mills, one for the foreign language school.
This is
the humanity. Look what's happening down there.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
All right, that match is over. We've still got a robot moving here for the foreign language school on the right-hand side of table 7.
Unfortunately, I think it wouldn't have mattered. The points, there were so many points on the Great Mills High School, it would have been a win regardless. But yeah, everything has to stop after the time's over.
So yeah.
Got one more update for score here. We had Palm Desert 231 versus Palm Desert 167.
And as I predicted, Palm Desert won. Team 167.
167.
Nice job.
Okay, we're literally looking here for setup on table 4. This is a semifinal.
This is semifinal. So we've got a couple of different divisions going here, And this is one of the divisions, DeWitt Perry Middle and DP Miller Robot Parade. This is a semifinal run. So this should be a pretty exciting run. Let's see how this guys go. Lights should be coming on. Lights are on. Robot, we have movement. That's
Yep.
always like to see the movement because every once in a while they just don't set it up quite right, and
Yep.
the robots just sit there.
And that's great. It's and it's interesting to note because again we
Watch DeWitt Perry. They just very simply right away move the food and the medical supplies.
we have a similar motion with the DP Miller's robot parade, but they're going for a wider
They're going
sweep.
for a more of them.
Yeah.
You know, and they really did a nice job getting over the speed bump. There's a speed bump, folks. You probably can't see it, but right in the middle of the board, there's a speed bump. You can kind of look at the silver highway and see where it is.
Yeah.
They're pulling the whole silver highway over. Let's see how many they can get out.
Yeah, if they can get those points. And one of the things that's interesting to note is those ladies say that the most important lesson they learned through Botball season this year was how important it was to coordinate their teams before you code them. And that's probably why they're only one robots. I think they're having difficulty coordinating.
Take a look at DeWitt Perry. Sorry to interrupt you, Jeff, but DeWitt Perry's about to try to score. They've got a very nice effector. Goes up there. Can I get it? Oh, very close.
Just
Sorry
turning
about
too
that.
wide an arc. That's okay.
But look at the other side. They've pulled the fire truck, 3 firefighters, and put it. And that is, I don't think that, I couldn't see that is the on fire building.
Yeah, but they've got their. So yeah, possibly the wrong building. So yeah, both teams scoring firefighters. Oh, another firefighter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 firefighters.
Good.
Emptied the whole fireman pole.
Whoop.
The only one that they missed was the one out in the middle,
Yeah,
which
but
is
the ladies
okay.
scoring a whole lot
That's-
more points, and they're just going to get there's a possible bonus there. Yes, I think that one of those blue palms is in fact on top, touching that.
That is,
food.
yeah, that's
well,
very good.
actually over here
there,
in
yeah.
the.
So
I
what
feel
you're
like
saying
it's
is
a nice
DP
bonus.
Miller in the disaster relief zone, they've got, if you stack water on top of the food and
You got a
medical
nice
supplies,
little bonus,
That's
yeah.
great.
Wow, that'll be close call, but well played by both teams.
Which team? All right, a quick score update. We got Padden and Curtis.
Yeah, the winner on that one I think is Payton, Team 78.
Team 78, nice job with a win.
All right, updating another score. We have DeWitt Team 1 and DeWitt Team 2.
I think DeWitt won.
I
but
think it's so
the-
close. Their scores are so close, just by a few points there. But Team 1 won.
Team
Very
1, DeWitt.
Team 1 is the winner.
So we got Jonas Academy and Haleyville, or is that Jones Academy?
I think it's Jones Academy. Yeah.
My mistake. So when I first looked at this, Jeff, I thought that one was up here spinning lost, but I think it's actually trying to empty the firefighters out of the fire pole.
Oh, possibly. We've seen that technique used before by some robots. They're just spinning and they were trying to knock and release those firefighters out.
So I see robots moving in
Yeah.
Jones Academy, but I don't see them actually leaving.
I'm wondering, John, if the left motor is somehow unplugged on that small
I
robot.
think that might be it. If that motor's unplugged, it just can only spin in circles.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
And it looks like the larger robot is possibly stuck on those infamous Gold Game cubes.
That's right. We'll see where it goes.
All right, getting ready. We're just a little bit of pause in the action here because we're going to update some more scores. We had Great Mills Team 249 and Guangzhou 748. Who was the winner on that one?
So Great Mills, Team 249, is the winner. So if you're wondering, folks, why there's a little bit of a pause, is we're letting winners and losers of these to be sorted so that we can get ready for the next chunk of the bracket. So on table 3, the action is over, but we're going to count the points.
Nobody on end table.
In the pit area, some of you may have actually had 2 losses now. If you have, you can start packing up. But please, there's trash cans rolled into the pit area. Please make sure you throw your stuff in the trash that's trash. That which is not trash, take back to your room. Pack it up neatly. Okay, the next group of contestants are filling up the tables.
Okay, taking a look here at table 4, there was some action. Looks like there was, okay, I think they're just scoring the points. That was the same game from before. Got to count all those points.
You know, Jeff, one of the things about this table is I think the students really like all of the possible scoring. There's meeples, there's waters, there's gas valves, there's all sorts of things out there. I got to say, though, I think the judges hate it because they've got to reset all this stuff all the time.
They do. Oh, my gosh. What a really close match here. That team DPM, 67, and DWIT, 183. Who was the winner on that one?
So DP Miller, team 67, they had a 152 versus 138. So, again, another real close match.
Yep.
I think we got to remind them to take the pieces of their robots with them. There's pieces left on the table on table 4. So they got 3 teams. Good plan.
Okay, getting ready for action here. Table 6. Dead Robot Society Team 6 and Radiant, 674. Update another score here. Let's see. Tiger, 676, and Guanzo, 749, with the winner.
Tiger is the winner.
All
so
right.
Another great score up in the 300s.
Mm-hmm.
So what you may not notice, or may not have noticed before, that not only do the judges go and inspect the robots to make sure they're in the right, but other teams inspect it. So they're looking at each robot, making sure that the robots are inside the start box, checking over their opponent's robot, sometimes shaking hands. That's always nice to see.
Yeah, making sure everything is all perfectly inspected.
Okay, let's take a look at Explore Post 1010 and Rockville. They just started. So we got Explore Post 1010 grabbing the coupler. Explorer Post 1010 has to get that coupler all the way down to the other end. And you take a look, you can see Rockville doing the same. So it's almost like a mirror image, Jeff. You can see these two robots. Both of them creates, it's almost identical. Look at the effectors. Both of them have tires.
Yep.
Just very interesting.
They're both going for those gas valves. Both teams lining up.
So we'll see, again, though the Explorer Post twists theirs to make sure it go in.
I like how they have that nice wide swing, and it
Exactly.
connects almost every time.
That said, the Rockville High, they connected the electric line. They also turned it around. They'll see if they can get it.
I wanted to also put a shout out because some of the members from the Rockville team, they say they have some students getting ready for college, and one is going to study mechanical engineering and the other computer science.
If we take a look at Explorer Post, they're going to go under to grab some meeples. Unfortunately, they didn't get their door all the way open, so all they did was push the one meeple out of the way. Explorer Post scored another electric line, or scored an electric line, so each one of them have done that. Each one of them have gotten the gas valves. All right, on table 6, got action on both sides.
Yep.
So this is Radiant HT.
And Dead Robot Society, Team 6.
So off we go.
Again, well, I think we're going to see another quick grab for, oh, not bad guys, so it's whoever is possibly in the center. There goes the mayor. And then a whole bunch of meeples on the other side.
So
Radiant
Dead Robot
grabbing-
Society has scored the firefighter.
Radiant capturing one of the couplers, the gas valves there very quickly.
DRS has scored the fire truck going for the valve. They better hurry because it looks like Radiant's going down for the same place.
Yep, okay, who can get it first?
Oh, Dead Robots did not get the gas valve. Don't know what happened down there. It's beyond our look. But the bump of the thing moved Bot Guy, so I'm not sure that the Bot Guy grab's going to be very effective either.
Okay, so interesting. I think this robot, again, on Radiant side was attempting to grab Bot Guy, but got a whole bunch of the meeples.
Wow, that's a lot of meeples. We'll see what happens.
That is a lot.
So Dead Robot Society has put up one of the electric lines. Oh, they got both of the couplers.
Both of those
That's
couplers.
300 points. They've been very effective at putting. This is Radiant has been very effective at putting both couplers on the.
Let's see if they can get this to happen. Okay, scoring a lot of those meeples in the right spot.
Let's see if they can get those couplers because that's going to be the. And let's see whether the
Wow. Radiant team is going for that water cube. They need to go to the far side of the table, right?
Dead Robots typically tries to do that as well. They are not going to get the water cube. I think Radiant has got this. Let's see whether they get it up there. That's it.
Oh, place it, hold it.
Right there.
Let time out. Oh, fantastic. Good score. All right, swinging over to table 7 here.
Look at the size of that arm. There's a huge robot over on Nina Vermestadt's side.
So Los Altos are able to score Bot Guy.
All right, a real quick score update.
No, we're doing it over.
Sorry. Real quick score update is Jones.
Jones team 187 and Haleyville 261 with
Jones is the winner.
1 point difference.
Amazing.
1 point
Jones
difference.
team 187.
Every point matters. It's a perfect example. So both teams fielding really large, quick-moving bots. It looks like the HTL, the Wiener Neustadt team has I think a defensive bot. It looks like it was meant to go underneath, but they're blocking. So that's one of the challenges. You know, you make a defensive bot and attempt to do some defensive stuff, and in fact you're ruining the action here. Oh, here we go, and nicely played. So Los Altos with that 200-point thing right there. Well, I think that might be it, John. I think that's
too. I think so.
Really well played by both teams. All right, switching over to table 4.
Oh, this is another one walking down the flooded zone. Really nice. Let's see what they do. Oh, this one's leaning over.
Yep.
So DeWitt Perry Middle School is they've managed to get their wheels off the ground.
Look at that funnel, the funnel action. There we go. That's what it was meant for. Wow, really good job.
Palm Desert is really getting the points into there.
Yeah, let's update some more scores here. We had Explore Post 160 and Rockville 333, and that Rockville 333 for the win.
So we've got Radiant against the Dead Robot Society and Radiant team 674 for the win. So let's see what they can do. This Palm Desert High School, Team 167, needs to get that into the utility zone. I think it's there. It's off the black tape. Not that that matters.
Yeah.
The lights are coming off.
Good job. Here we go. Switching over to
Table 8, you can see the Los Altos community team pushing. They need to go straight ahead. If they can just keep going straight ahead, that'll be a good run for them. Speaking of Los Altos, one of their sister teams is team 394.
And that HTL team from Wiener Neustadt, 602.
Los Altos 344 for the win. All right, Norman Advance has lots of water. Not sure what their robot's doing. I see tires moving, but no real action.
Yep, I believe they want to get it into that water container. Let's see if they can do it. As many
that's
teams
good. They've got a pretty good line on it.
Yes, they do. So let's see if they can get it. Come on. I wonder how they're tracking that, John. What do you think?
I do not know. I presume that they were getting it off the black lines, but let's see if they can dump it on. Oh.
Oh,
pushing more people into the non-burning medical center, Los Altos Community College.
Well played, because again, we want those injured people to go into that medical center.
I got to say, Los Altos has done pretty well. They've got the fire truck and the ambulance at the right buildings, along with a couple of hurt people. That's each one of those injured meeples is 48 points.
Yeah. Oh boy, but that Norman Advance, if they could have just gotten those water palms into that container,
would have made it much more competitive. Yep.
That would have been a great score. Just not able to pull it off for this round.
This is semifinal coming up on table 1.
Okay, that's good. Go to it. Okay, on table 1, this is a semifinal run. Semifinal run. The teams are hands off. The judges are moving the stuff around, the various indicators around, trying very hard not to spill their iced tea on it. On table 1, we got to look at table 1. Look at the indicators for the medical building.
Actually, table 1. Can you see this? Can you look over real quick? The inner one is lit. The inner one is not lit. Something is wrong. I just told him. Okay. Table 1. I already just fixed it.
We'll stay with.
Here we go. Great Mills High School.
Yeah. Go to 5.
But we have action on table 5.
John Glenn Middle School and Liberty Public Schools. Liberty Public Schools doing a nice job getting the firefighters off of the firefighter pole. They got a couple of them out there with just a wiggle. It's got a hook-shaped thing. All they're doing is just moving it around. It's very nice.
I think it's great. Oh, here we go. John Glenn, I think, going for that gas valve.
Once again, using rubber bands to hold the thing shut and get good grip.
The top of the screen, I think they're attempting to place those water palms into that water container.
I think so too.
Little high on the pickup. All right,
table 1 out. All the robots are going. This is a semifinal run again. We've got Winchester Robotics and Great Mills High.
Winchester scoring quite a few simple points into their starting blocks. Oh, but having a little bit of a synchronization problem.
I think that robot is designed to go all the way through and didn't make it. That little robot that Winchester High has.
I think it's a really hard challenge. And so, yeah, it's another attempt at being a defensive robot. And they're not working out. They're causing more trouble than...
Let's take a look at Great Mills. They've got the... they missed it.
Can it just drop it, though?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know that... Oh, they're going to try it from here.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see whether Great Mills can get that on there.
So they were going for the other side, possibly.
Oh, no. That's 50 points. I'll take it. I am sure they'll take that.
Good job. Yeah, 50 points. That might make the difference right there. Yeah.
So is it Winchester trying... Oh, they were trying to put water in their water container and missed it?
Yeah,
they're coming back for some more?
We can't quite see if there's any palms in there, so we don't know. This might be a really close score here. But that 50-point, 50-point
coupler is really a thing.
Oh, but here we go. Oh, they put some of the water in the water container. It's good.
Buckeyes getting a great view of the action up there on the non-burning building.
Oh, here goes the coupler. Oh.
All right. On table 1.
Wow, they got the 50 points too.
50 points into the utility zone.
And I believe this is where they go for the utility lines. And if they get it, yes, 50
They
points.
got one, another 50
All
points.
right.
And a second one.
Really
That's very well
nicely done.
done.
100 points.
So
Wow.
That's 150 points just in the utility zones.
Yep. Switching over to table 3. We got Payton High School and DeWitt Perry Middle. DeWitt, oh, very nice. Pushing all of those points right into that medical center, which I believe they want to get. They want the supplies, and they want to get the ambulance to that medical center.
Looks unfortunately like Payton High managed to hang up in the two of their robots hung up over there. If we look, though, DeWitt Perry's going in. They've got a chance to get those.
But I think they're going to get caught. Oh,
no,
wow. All right, let's update a couple more scores here, John. Let's see. We had Liberty 238 and John Glenn Middle School. Who was the winner there?
So we've got, John Glenn Middle School with the win. That's team 36.
We had another match here, Palm Desert 167 and DeWitt number 3.
Palm Desert 167 with the win.
Okay, what's going on here, table 3?
So
the robots
are still moving, but I think these robots are finished, so they're just counting up what they scored. If you look up there, though, they scored a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, they got the fire truck not in the burning area.
Yeah. But they got a lot of materials into that.
Yep, we'll let the judge sort this out and report it back to you.
I want to remind folks, again, there's a lot of things for sale at this table, the store, and it closes in less than an hour. It closes at 3 o'clock, so you have less than an hour if you'd like to make any purchases at the store this year.
So on table 6, we can watch the setup. I've got Independence High School going against an anonymous team. We got to get the table judges to get the right pieces of paper in the right spot.
Do you mind running down to table 6 and tell them to put the indicators on the front?
So we've got a couple of more games, and then they're going to reload the pit area, the on-deck circle.
And again, as we're finishing up the double elimination portion, we really appreciate all students cleaning up their tables and the areas around them. And remind everybody that we'd really appreciate your help in breaking these tables down this afternoon, as well as being prepared to go across the way for the award ceremony.
Okay, on table 6, we've got Independence High and Tigers. You can hear the audience is pretty strong over there. We'll see what they do. Look at the size of these robots. They are big, massive machines.
They are.
They took up every square inch of their start box.
They're using taking advantage of the metal parts, and I see some great use of that foam core board for defense against the smaller cubes there. Served them well.
Lights are on.
And we got movement in action here.
Okay, they've got the ambulance, a firefighter, a couple of points. That's going to be good. Look at that. You don't really want the firefighter there, but the rest of it's good.
All right.
Let's see where they go from there.
The large robot's pausing. Meanwhile, on the left here.
Let's hope that it's pausing.
Going for that coupler. Yep, that was pausing.
Yep, and now they're going down the Independence High is going down the Silver Highway. Taking it straight ahead is going to be the best points for them. Just because of the way the dies were rolled. That's the medical center, not the burning medical center.
Uh-oh, a little bit of coordination. Oh,
that's gonna leave a mark.
That's gonna leave a mark. Oh my goodness. So it's so important. We've seen here from many teams that say that the most important part is making sure their robots are synchronized. They can just stay each other's way.
Yeah, the choreography is so critical. And unfortunately, they have 150 potential points in their hands and no way to get to it.
They do.
This is the one that grabs the water Independence High, grabs the water, swings it over, drops it into the bucket, grabs the water. This is a very nice machine.
Yep, really well done. And if they can get at least 8 there, that'll be 160 points. No, I'm sorry, that'd be double that. That'd be 320 if they put it inside that.
Yeah, and you see they tamp it down because it can't stick up over the rim.
So how many
missed
servos
4
you
of
got
them.
there? Is that 3? I think that's 3, right?
That's got to be. It's a lot of degrees of freedom.
All right, make that turn.
There
nice.
it is.
Nice finish.
As long as it's touching the bottom, that's a good run on table 6.
Very good run.
So Jeff, we got Norman Advanced, Team 113, and Los Alto.
510. The winner on that one, Los Altos, Team 510. We also had DeWitt, Team 1, and Payton, 78. Who was the winner on that one?
DeWitt, Team 1 is the winner. So what we're hearing on table 1 is whether or not the rule, as I remember it for this, they're looking at the electric line. The rule, as I remember it for this, is that the magnet and the washer have to be connected magnetically, not just held up, but has to be magnetically connected. So we've got the head judge there. He'll make the ruling.
Magnetism, a tricky thing. So the question is whether, well, but everything stops at head judge Wes Myers. So
All right, waiting on table 3. Joker is on the right-hand side. We don't know who is playing on the left-hand side because they haven't given us their indicators, but I think it's the Incredibots. While we have this little break, I really want to thank all of the volunteers and the KIPR staff that have made this tournament so easy to call. It's really, I think, a testament to these guys.
I think we're seeing some extra calibration here, possibly.
That's what it looks like. I mean, the teams are supposed to have 2 minutes to get their robots ready when they get to the table. All right, let's take a look at another quick score. We've got CKWA Tiger.
And Independence, Team 80, with the winner on that one, Independence, Team 80.
Okay, table 3. The participants are finally done setting up. Judges are arranging the pieces. And one of the teams is touching the robots on table 3 after the hands off. I'm hoping that Table 5, lights are on, robots are moving. Here we go. So we've got John Glenn Middle School, Team 36, Palm Desert Charter School, Team 343. Palm Desert going down the Silver Highway. A little bit of a turn there, not sure that was planned. John Glenn Middle School has got a really nice way of grabbing the green water or the blue waters, picking them up, dumping them into the water collection unit. Very nice. Going for the next one. They take a quick turn, aim right for it, close the arm on it. Uh-oh, it looks like they might be stuck underneath the jet bridge. That's a problem. And table 8, there's movement. The arm's grown real big on John Glenn Middle School. Going in for the gas coupler. Very nice. Grab that gas coupler. If you look at the back, they're using a pulley system to pull that arm up. They've got both gas couplers now on their side. Let's see what they do with them. Palm Desert School, picking up the food and the medical supplies. They're trying to put it into basically a ramp so that they can collect them all up, stack them, get them ready.
All right, one of those couplers, gas valves rather, were scored. It's 150 points.
While we watch this, looks like they're going to score the second gas valve for John Glenn Middle School. Oh, they missed it. Oh, you can see the face. But what they did do is they dropped it. They got the 50 points.
Yeah.
So much better than just hanging on to it for the rest of it.
That's correct.
Quick update on a semifinal. We got Great Mills, team 249, and Winchester, team 371.
Winner on that one, Great Mills 249.
Well, look at John Glenn Middle tripping over all those food and medical supplies.
While the Palm Desert team is getting all those water palms, collecting quite a bit into that. Very nicely done there.
Oh, they lost one, but they've probably got 6 or 7 of them in there. Each one of those is worth 10 points right now. If they can get it over into the utility zone, it'll be worth 20 points apiece.
Where's that fire truck going?
Fire truck needs to go to the burning. There it is.
Yeah,
that's the burning medical center, right at the end of the thing. They got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, that was really, really, really nice. Nice little finish there.
Good job, John Glenn Middle School. Too early to tell, though. Hard to see what they've got. The 150, though. That may be what breaks John Glenn Middle School to the top.
All right, update for another score here. Palm Desert 343 and John Glenn Middle School 36. The winner was John Glenn Middle School, Team 36.
That's Team 36. We're still looking at Team 37 here on the board. We'll see if they can keep going on that stretch.
One last reminder, folks. So the store closes 3 p.m., so that's about just over 38 minutes, I think. Setting up for action here, table 4, Rockville High School and Joker.
This is the one that's been setting up for the last half hour. I think the Rockville High is smartly recalibrating their robots. It's been that long. Okay, looks like we're finally ready on table 4. We've got Joker and Rockville High School. Lights are coming on.
Yep,
Robots
there we go.
are moving.
We got movement here.
Rockville's got the ambulance in its hands right off of the start box.
Joker moving very quickly to just, I think, okay, sweeping all those loose pieces there.
Joker's got that nice use of the I guess
chain,
yep.
yeah, one of our sponsors. Thank
That
you so
said,
much.
Rockville High School has just picked up the coupler. That's 150 points. I'm not 100% sure what Joker's doing. Well, I thought their Lego bot had gotten into a corner. They were just waiting.
Getting a lot of those meeples out, though, with that I guess chain.
They sure are. They're pulling them all out. Now, the key is they've got to get those meeples into the non-burning medical building, which is the one off to the right as we're looking at it.
I'm trying to remember. Are they going to grab Bot Guy there or trying to go for the mayor with that large claw?
I haven't seen him go for anything up there. We'll see. They do have a large claw. That was nice. Their camera, they used it to turn it so they could put it into the right position.
Very nice. And oh, there we go. We got the mayor. So
the mayor's worth 100 points. Going for the big cube. That's got to go on the far side away from the camera for us. If you look at Rockville High School, they tried for both electric lines, got one of them. That's worth 50 points. And Joker placed it in the wrong position. So that is not 200 points. That's worth nothing. And also, Bot Guy didn't come down, so that's still worth nothing. So it really comes down to we got 150 points there, and then all of the medical centers. We'll see. Each one of the injured people in the medical centers is worth 48 points. They also have the mayor. They rescued the mayor and put him in a disaster relief zone. That's 100 points. This is going to be a close match. The match is over.
All right, we'll count things up there.
So, Jeff, I took a look at the brackets. There are 15 games. Now that this one's over, there are 15 games left. So we'll see what we're getting down to the short strokes.
Yeah, all right. So, again, it is possible for a team to win lose one match and then win the whole bracket because it's a double elimination tournament here.
So the judges will continue to count table 4. We'll move on and see what's as teams get ready on another table.
Okay. Switching over for setup here on table 1.
Okay, we've got San Juan High. We need to get the marker there on table 1 for the other team. We don't know who's playing on table 1. So, Jeff, take a look at table 1. We've got San Juan.
5 stacked good game blocks on table 8, I would like to point out. They did it like I thought everybody would do in a shoot. Yeah. They filtered it out. It's beautiful.
Okay, table 5. We've got robots moving. They're pushing the food and medical supplies into the non-burning medical center. There it is. I had to pause there for a second because they didn't actually move them in there. They put them right on that black line.
And they've rescued the Bot Guy.
Bot Guy's down.
Sorry, that's
Can they get to the mayor?
Going for that fire truck.
Take a look at Plainview, though. They're getting a lot of the meeples. Let's see what they do with them.
Oh, so nice. That Los Altos community team getting that
pulled that fire truck in there.
Right
that's worth,
spot.
I think that's 50 points right there.
What if they're going to come back and get that
Can they
gas
they get they got the
oh
mayor.
My goodness,
I was afraid that they were going to bump into their other robot.
No, it's been some nice coordination here on the part of Los Altos community team.
Very good.
All right,
hey, does that one count there, Jeff? Look, it's hanging off the side.
I think it doesn't matter as long as some portion is touching the area that is the disaster relief zone. So I think that Mary Buckeye is safe.
Take a look at the little stinger that Plainview High School has. Let's see what they do with that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we go for the water.
No, they're going for the electric line. Watch this. Goes up, pulls it, connects.
Oh, nicely done.
Isn't
50 points there.
And the question is, this is the same one we saw before. They go up. Did it really go up high enough to make the magnetic connection? And
meanwhile, Los Altos community team attempting to put out the largest fire.
They've got to put it on the center,
Uh-oh.
center block here. Real quickly, an update on the scores. We got John Glenn Middle School team 3-7 and Palm Desert 167.
Winner, Palm Desert 167. They're able to score that cube and put out that
Altos
fire.
Community Center put it up high. That's the score. 200 points.
I think that's going to be the game winner right there.
That's what's going to win it for them. Table 6. Folks are starting there. We've got they put a fireman into the non-burning medical center. That's not as good as putting it into the burning medical center. On the other hand, John Glenn Middle School has placed the gas valve on the tee. That's 150 points. But look at their robot is going a little four-wheeling over there.
Yeah, you're allowed to catch her, but if it attempts to jump off, so be careful, folks.
So let's take a look. Rockville team 333 and Joker team 670. How'd they do there?
Winner, Joker, team 670.
Team 670 with the win. There it is with John Glenn and Girl Power. Lights are on. They've unfolded their big arm. This is ILRA Club.
Going for anything that's on top of that building, but there's nothing there. It's on fire.
So there has been something there in the past. Remember, others have tried to put that fire out.
That's correct.
And ILRA has gone and grabbed it from them.
That's correct. So they're just going and trying to clear all those spots. And here we go for the middle one.
That's Bot Guy. That's worth 100 points if they can turn it around and put him into the disaster relief zone.
Nice.
There, they did it.
Nicely done. And here we go, trying to probably get that mare.
Independence High on the other side. They are picking up water, placing it into the water reclamation unit. Very nicely done. Let's see if ILRA can grab the mare. The mare needs rescuing. Oh, they missed him.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Just a little outside.
I love how fast this robot moves. I think it's moving at full speed.
That could be a problem. They could push Bot Guy right onto the floor. That would not be their best move.
Nope. Oh.
I predicted it. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to jinx you like that. It's like mentioning shutout to a hockey goalie.
Yeah,
so Independence High is going down, picking up their water. I just love that swinging arm. Goes over, picks it up, drops it right into the cup, tamps it down, make sure it wasn't too high, grabs another one. You know, I got to say, if they can complete this, since the other team has pushed Bot Guy over the side, it looks like Independence High is going to take it.
That's got to be a great, possible contender for one of those mechanical engineering awards, because that is just some great articulation and movement.
They put the arm on top, make sure nothing falls out as they drive it around.
Yep.
I mean, that is just a beautiful thing. And they make that final turn, there it is.
We've seen that happen so many times, so they're just so very consistent, and it's what it does.
Sadly, they didn't get the firemen. They got all the firemen picked up, basically. They weren't able to set it up and put it on top of the burning building.
That's correct.
But I still think Independence is probably going to win this one.
They're probably with that coupler there. It's that's the gamer. Well, and unfortunately, because of that unfortunate accident, Bot Guy getting pushed over.
All right, we'll see what happens when the judges make their call. But while this is still on this screen, take a look at the ILRA. See how they've got that arm up there to pull their. It's that parallelogram thing, Jeff.
Oh yeah. So you're right. So that's an effective way to get your arm to move using a parallelogram structure.
So Girl Power 720 and John Glenn Middle School.
And the winner on that table, John Glenn Middle School, Team 36.
I got to say, Girl Power went deep in this tournament. That's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely did.
Okay,
right,
the tables are empty and we're getting ready for the next set of matches. ILRA and Independence.
And winner on that table, Independence Team 80.
That was the one that piled up all those water molecules. That was great.
Then we had Los Altos 510 and Plainview 101. Winner on that one.
Los Altos 510. And they were the ones that got the burning skyscraper, the big 200-pointer, as well as Bot Guy and the mare.
just to also remind folks at home, because as we're getting down to our final matches here, teams are allowed at least 3 minutes in between matches to charge. So that's why we're seeing some pause, because some teams are expected to come right back up, unfortunately, but they're allowed a few minutes to charge their batteries and make some small modifications, do minor repairs.
That's right. You know, it used to be that was very critically important. Now we're using these much better batteries that I don't think that we need the 3 minutes for a charge.
Yeah.
But they might need 3 minutes to straighten out the claws and put pieces back together. And we've seen some real carnage here in this final rounds.
And that's correct. I kind of like the fact that they have those batteries though that they can swap out pretty quickly if they need to fix some of those battery problems. We're setting up for action here on table 4. We've got Joker and Radiant.
This is going to be a strong game here. Joker and Radiant on table 4. Just give it to them.
So we're still working through our consolation bracket.
So the consolation brackets, if you recall, one loss puts a team into the consolation bracket. We've got to go through all of the consolation brackets until there's just one team left, because that team is going to go against the winner of the undefeated bracket.
That's correct. And again, and this is a great reminder that time to reiterate that just because you lost once doesn't mean it's not possible to win the whole thing. You can, in fact, and we've seen it, right, John? We've seen one team lose once and then fight their way back and win the whole shebang.
That's right.
All right, we had another update on scores here. Sanhone and DeWitt. Who was the winner on that one?
DeWitt, team 1, takes the win for this one. So DeWitt's going strong.
Maybe I think I have just a couple more consolation rounds there, John.
So what we've got left is we've got 2 competitions left in the consolation round, and then the team that has not gotten a loss, they're just waiting to see who's going to come up to see them. So there's 4. Just so everybody knows, there's a couple of different divisions. So there'll be a bunch more teams besides. It's like basically 12 games left.
I want to remind folks too that the store closes in a few minutes. 22 minutes left, and the store closes. It closes at 3 o'clock today, and that's it. So if you'd like to buy any merchandise, please see the folks there in the corner of the ballroom. We still have raffle tickets for the giant bot guy. Must be present to win. $10 to win a giant bot guy or bot gal. And you can buy those tickets over there. But remember, the store closes at 3 o'clock.
Okay, the teams are hands off on table 4. The judges have rolled the dice. I actually used a computer to roll the dice to figure out which building is on fire, which skyscraper is on fire, and which medical center is on fire. The goal, of course, is to try to get Bot Guy to stand up reasonably straight here on table 4.
Getting ready for action on table 4.
And here we go. The lights are on.
And here we go.
No big surprise. All of these robots are going to start because these teams are deep into the.
Love the effectors on the Radiant team with the quadruple claws.
Yeah, it's really huge. They're going for. That's interesting. They go into both of the sky bridges at the same time.
They're trying to do a double duty there. Go into 2 different sky bridges. Attempting to get. I don't know if they're attempting to get Bakai. Oh no! That's right. The Joker team has that effector that sweeps the.
They go up high, grab Bakai if they can.
Nice coordination on Radiant's
Looks like they got it. Now, can they get Bakai to deliver? We'll see.
So both teams were really attempted to get as many meeples, but and they got some.
Yeah, looks like the Radiant team may have gotten the lion's share, but none of the high game. So let's see what happens.
So they're using that camera, detecting where that burning building is. Nice. See if they can get Bakai safely to the disaster relief zone. Nicely done. All right.
That's 100 points there, plus all of the meeples they've got.
But they're going for that cube. They've got to line up and try to get it to center building.
That's actually a pretty clever thing. They go grab it. They've already got their arm up in the air.
Well done.
Now, are they going to release it and try to get the mayor?
Yeah, we see some celebration over there on Joker.
They're keeping a hold of it. Let's see what they can do, because the other
team is going for it too. What's going to happen here?
Both of them can score, but in order for them to do it, they both have to have some piece of that blue cube into the top. Let's see.
Oh, no! Wow. That's...
None of that scores. They have pushed it up, so no score for the blue cubes.
All right, that's awesome.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, what you guys can't see at home is pretty amazing.
Well, we'll let the judges, because I don't think Radiant actually scored their.
Neither cube scores. We're not done yet, but don't hands off, guys.
Thank you. Go ahead. There it is.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? Hey, Jeff, you're up there. Can you see? Did the Radiant team score their coupler? Doesn't look like it.
It appears that the coupler. No, it's touching the outside. I believe it has to be broken on the inside, so it doesn't appear that coupler, John, has scored. This is going to be a close match.
This is going to come down to meeples, counting of the meeples.
It's all about those meeples.
Thank you.
Certainly, and they want as many of the red ones inside, and they got quite a few over on this side. So, yeah, from that alone, it might look like Radiant might do it just because they've got more injured meeples that needed to be repaired at that medical center, and I think they did it.
All right, we'll let the judges sort that out. Going on to table 7, we got John Glenn Middle School and Jones Academy. John Glenn Middle School's got the 150-point coupler, and boy, that looks like it's going to be the game.
Yeah, getting that coupler, 150 points, right? It's a big score there. But getting hung up on the right-hand side, Jones Academy just can't get past that small, what we call the good game cubes.
The good game cube, the food and medical supplies.
Well, by bringing it inside, they scored.
It certainly scores in there, but I think it's screwed up their. There it is. There's the end of the game. Oh, they're trying to drive over the. Look at the accident with the ambulance for John Glenn Middle School. Their insurance company's going to have words for them.
All right, we're waiting for judges to count scores before these matches. Getting ready for action over here on table 1.
All right, the teams are shaking hands. Their hands off now. They're not allowed to touch their robots. The judges are going to rearrange all the pieces. So we're looking at DeWitt Perry Middle School.
All right, and as we had said, so there was the Jones team 187 versus John Glenn Middle School team 36, and the winner on that one, John?
And the John Glenn Middle School, the winner. Palm Desert High School team 167, DeWitt Perry Middle School. They've gone deep into this this bracket. This is really good.
While we're getting ready for action here, I want to remind all the volunteers that have been helping out today, please, we've got a volunteer dinner today, 5 to 6 in room 204. So remember, reminder, all volunteers that are helping out today, please, please join us for a volunteer dinner in room 204, 5 to 6.
Initial judge feedback on table 4 is that it's a tie.
You got it kidding me. You got it.
Do you want to go back to 4? You want to go back to 4?
All right, we're going back over to 4 here, and the initial report is that there's a tie. We haven't seen this.
A tie?
Well,
there's no tie in Botball.
No, there's a list of tiebreakers, so there's double checking to make sure that the points are in fact the same. If they are the same, there is a list of tiebreakers. So there will not be a tie. So in any case, the judges are just making sure they're double, triple checking and having the head judge go over there to count and find the scores. And so again, there's a bot guy on the right, which 150 points, and then you got all those meeples being saved over there by the medical center. But again, if they need to, they will go down the list. And it's hard to see because from the cameras, there you go, dropping it down a little bit. Those two cubes in the middle there, neither scoring the 200 points. One was actually already was potentially scoring, and the other robot came and pushed it up. So, such a fantastic match.
This is the first tie that we've seen here, and and that's a testament to the number of possible scoring opportunities on this board.
That's correct, John. The game design this year was phenomenal. Lots of different ways to score, and multiple ways to score those items. So it really reduced the potential for these ties.
And look how close it was. With Radiant, if they had scored that coupler, this would be over.
That would have been over, yeah.
But, you could say the same thing about half a dozen other little things that happened.
That's correct.
For the other
and again,
team.
You could have gone for 50 points by just putting it inside that area, and that would have also broke the tie. But going for that larger bonus, that 150 points, they missed this time.
Tying. Okay, we're going to hear from the head judge.
All right, hold on. Basically, it should be tied. All right, over here on table 4, we have a tie. If you can believe it, we do have a tie. All right, so what this means is that we go to our tiebreakers. Tiebreaker 1, team with the tallest stack of medical or food supplies, which there are none on either side. Tiebreaker 2, team with the most points in the utility zone. The only things that score in utility zone Oh, never mind. I missed these guys. Wait, is that part of it? Yes. Sorry, Head Judge West. Hold on, we're debating something.
While the head judge goes through that, we can take a look at Palm Desert School on table number 1. Palm Desert is going through the flood zone, doing what they've done the whole time. This is what got them this far. They're going down the flood zone, grabbing the water. Not 100% sure what Team 1, DeWitt Perry's doing.
All right, so what we're going to decide here on table 4 is by number 2, team with the most points scored in utility zone. That would be 2 electrical lines here, which gives you a score of 100 points, and that one has 0, which means that Joker over here on side A is going to take the win on the tiebreaker.
All right, Joker for the win. I told you there was no crying in Botball. Oh, tying in Botball. So take a look at Palm Desert, Jeff. They've just scored a bunch of the blue palms right at the last minute.
I think that was the most perfect thing, right? Because if the most ideal situation is stacking those cubes with that blue palm on top of the green one.
That really is. That is they've been trying to get that all day.
All day long,
and
yeah.
They finally got it.
I think I'm going to take a picture of that.
When you get a stack of food and medical supplies, we'll zoom in on that, see if we can't see this. So this is the picture that I was trying to show you guys.
Oh,
Jeff,
great.
Look at how I've zoomed in on it. And what you've got, thanks again to our production staff. They're really able to make this work for us. But you can see there is a stack of food and medical supplies and a water on the top. I don't even want to pretend to try to guess what that is, but that is a big score.
That is a big score. And they were the only ones trying to do this in the whole tournament. It was because it was really hard. Very, very difficult to manipulate those cubes, let alone stack them. And so what's interesting is, again, like the couplers, they're able to hold it in place, and they've used the foam core board to do that, to make this channel. And so all of those cubes are touching, and they're considered stacked with that blue palm on top. It's going to be a really, really nice score just for that difficult task.
Not only that, but they scored a bunch of the water in the water reclamation unit.
Yep, that's correct. All right. As we're getting ready for action over here on table 6, I'd like to take this time to remind everybody, thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you, NASA. Thank you, University of Oklahoma, Galagly College of Engineering. Thank you, IGUS. Thank you, Common Sense RC. Thank you, NSA, and thank you, Dell. We appreciate your support for making this such a fantastic experience for all of these students that are coming from all over the world.
All right, folks, you're seeing a little bit of a delay. Some of it is we got to count some of these games, and those games are really tough to count. But we've got to get through the final games in the consolation round to get the winner of that to come up and play the 4 winners in the with the no defeat rounds. Okay, we've got a score here. So team 7-4-8 against Los Altos 5-10, and it's Los Altos 5-10 for the win. Another score, we have Palm Desert 167 against DeWitt Perry Middle School, team number 1. And that one went to Palm Desert, team 167.
All right, Botballers, we do have a bit of a celebrity in the room at the moment. We have the founder of Botball, Dr. David Miller, standing over there talking to one of our board members, Ross Mead. But you can see him over there with the white hat near the on-deck area. If you get a chance, go say hey to him when he walks on by. Let's give him a round of applause.
Okay, the lights are on table 6. We've got action going. Emmett Middle School and John Glenn Middle School. Emmett Middle School has pushed the firefighter into the firehouse. That's good. Oh, this is the one that's going to move lots of firemen. It tries to get in there.
It's really trying to swing them out, I think. Oh!
On John Glenn Middle School, they do this very well. They've got these rubber bands that help close the, it's a real slow-moving grip, but they get it. They grab that coupler, spin it around.
Slow and steady wins that race. And
I think they come, and that's a backup and square up.
So they're localizing on that PVC there.
And
I can't remember. Are they going to try to no, they're actually going to put it on that pole, aren't they?
Oh, they twisted it. Look at that. That was a very quick. Oh, no, just a little bit short.
Really tough to see.
Yep. Emmett Middle School down there on the other end is pushing lots of food and medical supplies around.
Not quite sure if any of those blue palms were able to make it into that container. Oh, boy. That thing is moving.
Seems to be a little bit of robot carnage on Emmett Middle School. That said, Emmett Middle School has scored a firefighter down the firehouse.
John Glenn picking up that ambulance. Where are they going to put that?
If they put it in the non-burning medical center, that is worth 50 points.
And here they go. Let's see. Localizing on that. Oh, perfect placement. Unfortunately, they put it on the burning building. Oh, and here we go with lights off and time.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ambulance scores nothing in the burning area.
Yeah, and their coupler, that gas valve that they had taken off so smoothly, I think fell off that table there.
It
so
sure
it's
did.
not scoring any points there.
Now,
So
in the fire station, they did score one fireman, I think, so
Okay.
that could be worth 10 points.
well, and they brought the fire truck over, but I think they did the same thing on the other side, possibly, right?
Yeah, the fire truck in the fire station is not worth anything.
Ah, okay.
It already starts there.
All right, I also heard that there's another celebrity in here. Catherine Stein, the mother of Botball, co-founder of KIPR, is also in the room somewhere. I don't know where she is. If she is, raise your hand. She's hiding. But if you see her, say hello, say thank you for creating such a great organization that we're here to play today.
Okay, it appears we're hands off, Jeff. Judges should be going around setting up the table.
Okay. Again, from Austria, HTL, Wiener Neustadt, and
They're
Joker.
over there looking, making sure that all the pieces on the Joker's team are inside and the correct height.
I love this internationalism in this competition. I believe both these teams, one from China and one from Austria. And again, the team's able to manipulate and decide where they would like to place those 3 starting items. Both teams appear to place all 3 really close together. We're going to move action to table 4 here. Los Altos Community Team and Independence High.
They go out, they grab, we've seen this now a couple of times. They go out and grab the fire or the ambulance. They should be pushing it into the non-burning medical center. Let's see if they're using their camera.
And so I think Los Altos attempts to just
They
grab.
do. They use their camera. Look at that. They goes right into the non-burning medical center. That's a nice move to put that.
Not sure what. Oh, they're going to go for mayor first.
They've got the mayor. Now, that's important. That's 100 points right there. They've also got 50 points for the ambulance.
But 150 points for getting that mayor rescued.
Now, this is the one that also picks up a bunch of firefighters using the tank treads. Let's see what they do. Okay,
Yeah, this is such an
they've got the big cube. They need to put the cube closest to the camera view. Let's see what they can do with
There's
that.
the second cube, the third cube, the fourth cube, fifth cube. Oh, there's one more cube left. Will they come back for it? They're trying to script. They've got 5 cubes. Look at this stacking.
Look at this stack. This is worth what?
250 points
if they
if they can get it on top.
On the burning medical center.
They need to be on that burning medical center.
Real
Lining
quickly,
up here.
Here it is. Real quickly, Emmett and John Glenn Middle School. Emmett was the winner of that. They got to get it up high enough.
They got to lift it up.
Come on. There it is. Drive forward. Let's see if they can do it.
Now, one of them is not touching right now, but still, that's a stack of 4. Oh, nicely done. Well played. That should be 200 points right there. Nice stack.
Let's go see what happened on the other one.
Okay, action on table 5.
Perfect.
Getting Botguy very quickly
and the
and
mayor.
also rescuing the mayor. There we go, rescuing the mayor and Botguy. Going for that gas valve.
Got the gas
Really
valve.
quickly
This is Wiener Neustadt, team 602 against Joker. Joker's got that IGUS chain going, pulling out all of the meeples. I like the fact that these are 2 totally different designs.
Yep.
And both of them obviously here very far into the round.
Yeah, but I think that the speed at which the large crate for the Wiener Neustadt team is that's going to do it. Here we go. Oh, swing and a miss. They went and they got one of the electric lines for 50 points and missing one of them.
Missed the other one. But take a look at Joker as they push all of those injured meeples. and they're going to take them right into the medical facility.
Really, really high success rate with that camera.
They sure have. So that's a nice move. They left a couple of injured meeples behind, but they rescued a whole bunch of them. So I think it's going to come down to the water blocks. Let's see what they do.
Oh, look at that.
They put the fire truck in the fire. Yep, that's a great move. They've got an arm big enough. Let's see if they can get to that water bottle.
Localizing again on that PVC. So teams that are really successful at localizing multiple times, like, oh.
Yes, a takeaway.
Wow. Did somebody film that? Did somebody film that?
We are.
What the? Oh, you gotta be kidding.
That is amazing.
John, I bet you they coded that.
They had to code that.
They had to code it. Oh! That was so cool.
That is amazing.
Wow. Denied, double denied there, right?
You got to give them credit for stealing.
Oh, no.
That
down.
may be in there.
That might actually be scoring.
I'm going to
go
see
take a
what
look
the
at that.
judges call on that.
Yeah, it might have dropped down because in order to score, it has to go break that plane. Let me squeeze by everybody here. It might have broken the plane. Oh my goodness, John. From my perspective, it looks like a piece of that block has in fact broken the plane.
You can see
yeah.
the head judge in there trying to find.
Yeah, it looks like
the head judge
broken
says
the plane.
it
Wes is
scores.
shaking his head.
That's what
that
I look
scores.
like.
Wow. Big round of applause, guys, for both teams. Really well played.
That was some pretty amazing
really well
programming. That was amazing.
Outrageous. But yeah, I bet they had to have coded that to know that their other team is going to score that point. But grabbing their opponent's cube,
throwing it over the side,
and so perhaps again purposely waiting for them to do it first.
Exactly.
Wow.
That was that was.
This is why we have a double elimination, is for stuff like this. This is so amazing. I hope somebody filmed that, because just making a video of that, it would just be so good. Oh, please, by the way, any folks who capture any nice videos or pictures, could please go ahead and pass them on to the KIPR, KIPR.org. We really appreciate it. That was cool. And again, there's no remote controls, John, right? How are they going to do that stuff?
That was pre-programmed. Someone had to write code. I am sure they filmed all of the other teams to see what times they were going to be there. Hey, let me give you a quick score. Emmett and John Glenn Middle School. Emmett was the winner, team 729. Might be 724, can't read the writing. Well, that was some pretty exciting stuff. Congratulations to Wiener Neustadt, team 602. I'm pretty sure they took the win on that one. Look at the amount of water they're pouring out over there.
So much water there, yeah.
Even if they hadn't done that, they still probably would have won.
Yeah, and then they both seem to score a lot of points in those the medical centers for both sides. Certainly looks like a lot more points with those meeples. I think they're 48 points each.
Yeah, they are.
Bring those injured meeples to that medical center. So, okay, getting action here on table 7, DeWitt Perry Middle School and Palm Desert High School.
These are great teams. Look how deep they've gotten into this tournament. They're going in there. They're going the Palm Springs High.
Yep, and just confirmation here again, the Independence versus Los Altos. Winner, Team 80, Independence.
Independence, Team 80 for the win.
Ooh, pacing that fire truck in the appropriate spot with that burning building.
That's 50 points for DeWitt Perry Middle School. Again, as we just saw, nothing is assured until the lights flash.
That's correct.
Somebody could come and steal that right out of there.
That's true. Again, we're seeing this really interesting stacking mechanism. Look at how those cubes just get all stacked there.
Look at the X up at the top where DeWitt Perry Middle School is going to try to put the electric line up there. We've seen them do it pretty successfully in the past. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, they had a little bit of trouble by swinging a little wide, so let's see if they can swing it a little more carefully here.
Look at the wide wheelbase they've got. I mean, there's a lot of space between it. Oh, no, they've already lost it. That's a shame. But Palm Desert High School, Team 167, picking up water molecules, dumping them into, perfect. And then they tap them down to make sure they get there. That's really very nice.
I like how they're both running in parallel, literally parallel to each other in the same direction there.
DeWitt Perry is rocking the firefighters. They are pulling them out off the fire pole. They've already scored the fire truck. That's worth 50 points.
Yep. Can they get this big stack here? I think they did it again. I think that stack, I can't see from this camera's angle, but looks as though the Palm Desert High School is able to get, you can
That's
see
right.
in that disaster relief zone, the stack.
There's another 25 points for firefighters into it, Perry Middle School. You know that code, they just keep doing it over and over. That's
They do,
that's really
but
nice.
consistency is the key.
Look at
And there you
all the
go,
water
getting
that's
that
over there.
score, tamping it
That's
down.
a great. This is great competition.
Fantastic
The judges are going
competition.
to have to really work to figure out this.
Yep.
So we'll see. So I'm looking at for DeWitt Perry, they've got 50 for the fire truck. They've got another 25 apiece, so that's 125 points.
Yeah,
just
but we
in the
got quite a
firehouse.
few points over here in the water for Palm Desert.
Yep.
But I think the thing that's really going to do it is that stack. If it is stacked and touching.
And looking, there's not much food or medical supplies on the Silver Highway, so they've got to be someplace. I bet you they're in that stack.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, go take a look and see what they're.
All right, let's
see
go
what
take
you
a look
see.
and see here.
So we've sent Jeff off to see what Palm Desert's stack looks like to find out how many points he thinks they're going to get out of that.
So it appears, John, that that stack is in fact once again touching. I see the green cube touching there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes. That's a nice stack. Okay, John, so I just confirmed that's 196 points for that stack.
Did you hear that? Thank you. Okay, here's the scores for HTL and Joker. HTL with the win, team 602. It was 983 to 319.
Wow, great high scores.
Okay, this is a final run. So it's Palm Desert and Emmett Middle School. It's a final match for this division. So right now, Palm Desert on table 4 on the right-hand side, Palm Desert is undefeated, team 144, going against Emmett Middle School, which has 1 defeat, but has made it all the way up through the consolation bracket to get to this.
Right.
So Jeff, Emmett Middle School is out of the Idaho region. You may not have heard of them before because they are a brand new region to the Botball nation.
That's so cool. Again, we were just trying to expand the program and offer it to as many kids across the country. And it's one of those teams, I believe, that started out as a JBC team, which is fantastic to see.
So this is great. Having a JBC team come to Botball, this has got to be their first GCER, and here they are in a finals round.
That's amazing, John. So, and again, to clarify, so if Palm Desert High School wins this match, I believe that the next bracket is done. And
this bracket is done, and they'll take the championship for this bracket. If
however,
Emmett wins, then we have a second run.
Yeah, they switch sides. I believe they go in again.
So let's take a look real quick on the score. We got DeWitt 183 and Palm Desert 167.
Yeah, and the winner in that one, Palm Desert 167.
So, folks, table 5 is setting up. They are the semifinal for their region. Table 4 is the finals. Here we go. 4, 3. Table 4, the final runs.
Here we go. Action.
Lights are on. We expect all these robots to run at this point.
Everything is looking very good. Moving out with that large container.
Palm Desert's got the water container unit. They're the ones that are going to go right down the flood zone.
That's right, and I like their strategy in that they corral all the palms and then they place the coupler on top.
The only problem that they've had is sometimes their arm gets caught at the very last part of this run, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen this time. So that's good news.
Emmett Middle School pushing a whole bunch of items down to one end. Not quite sure.
Oh, here they go. They're going to try to get. Oh, they were trying for the electric lines.
Trying to get those electric lines. Yeah, not quite getting it.
Palm Desert has scored the ambulance.
I think they scored again. So I believe that
It sure looks like Palm Desert has scored a lot of the blue palms. 20 points apiece.
Okay, and we saw this before. It's kind of really forceful pushing on that Emmett Middle School. Whoa, and then this is this cool strategy to get those firefighters out, right?
Yeah, this is
try to whack those.
They just spin around and hope that they pull one out when it happens. One more time.
Oh, we got one of them out, I think.
There it is.
There you go.
Down.
How cool. Oh, got another firefighter there.
There's another. Three of them.
How cool. I like that spin. Such an interesting motion here. I wonder. And again, if this was the final match, I think this one would be.
Give me a second.
It looks like with all the points that they've got there between the ambulance and the firefighters, this one would go to Palm Desert High School.
Jeff, let's switch to table 5. We'll come back and see how the judges score this one. Table 5.
All right, moving to table 5.
Independence High School, Winchester Robotics.
You know, again, I think that's another example of a team that was attempting to use a defensive robot. It has not worked out. That defense, I've seen it being used in a couple of matches. That has not worked out. It's really, really challenging. That's a risk that the teams have to decide to make. We have not really seen an effective defensive bot for this tournament. Sometimes, and thinking for this tournament in particular, that best defense is a good offense.
Absolutely. I've always believed that the more you score, the more you win. Let's see how Independence is going to do. I just love the way they pick their stuff up. Drop it in there.
Oh, no. Tough, because that scoring container needs to be in a different orientation. So, unfortunately, they won't be able to score any bonus points by getting the stuff in there.
Their claw is not working. I don't know whether they lost a servo or a wire came loose, but their claw is not, or you know what it is? A piece of water is stuck in the joint.
But were they able to get any of those palms in there?
Probably, no. Well, take a look. Not very many.
No. Oh.
Palm Desert 144 and Emmett. Palm Desert comes out with a win. Team 144, Palm Desert final.
So that's the winner of the double for that bracket.
Well, it looks like the power line was possibly scored there for Winchester.
We'll just have to see what now we're just waiting for the judges. They got a nice stack of those firefighters. Really good thing.
That would be it.
If those are touching, that's going to be the score.
Let me go take a look there, John. I'll see if. Yep, it appears that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 firefighters stacked there. That would be 200 points, John.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear Jeff, he went over and looked at that pile of firefighters that are stacked up there. They have 5 of them in their arm, but only the bottom 4 are touching. So they have to all touch. And if you look real carefully when someone walks behind it, you can see that there's a gap between the 4 at the bottom and the 1 at the top.
Yeah, but still with that score of 200 points, and if they have anything in that container, that would be a really high score there.
Yep,
I think
it's always up to the judges, but based on what I'm seeing, it looks like Independence High might have taken this one. You can see the judges carefully trying to count up all the points that are out there. You can see the medical supplies and the food over in Winchester Robotics disaster recovery or disaster relief zone.
Yep. That's a good count.
I don't know that I understood what their little robot was trying to do. It was it was not apparent to me.
Well, because of the profile, John, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get into that sky bridge. So I bet it was probably attempting to go underneath and block the other team from scoring any of the meeples and possibly some of the water.
Maybe so.
But we never really saw any of these in testing. And again, if you can't really test, it's
That's
a
right.
difficult thing to make happen.
That's what made that last one where they picked up the block and threw it over the side so amazing, because how would they test that?
Yeah, exactly. I think this is another potential final match. This is the undefeated team.
So Winchester and Independence.
Winner on that one, Independence.
Independence, side B.
Yeah, so I believe that this is a potential final match.
It is the
on
final
table
match.
6.
DP
Well, potential, right?
Potential, that's a good call.
Because we have one undefeated team. The team on the right, Dr. Miller's Robot Parade, is undefeated. And Palm Desert High School has received 1 loss. However, if Palm Desert High School wins, what's going to happen? They're just going to switch sides.
Palm Desert wins. They get 3 minutes to check over their robots, recharge if they want to, swap sides, come back out, and play the same table.
That's correct. But if Dr. Miller's Robot Parade wins, that is the end of the match, the end of this bracket, and those guys would be considered the winners of the double elimination portion. Now, what I love about this is they're only using 1 robot again.
That's to have gone all the way through their division to get to the very top with 1 robot. That's a pretty strong robot.
And they talked very highly about this idea of making sure your robots are synchronized. So if they had another robot, they've opted not to use it, and have been really successful with this single robot.
Again, I love seeing the teams shaking hands, looking over each other's robots. They're very careful not to touch the other robots, because if they touch the other robots, they could actually cause them not to be calibrated any longer. Okay, so judges doing the final checks. Hands are off. Time for them to roll the dice. So bot guy on the low one. The mayor on the other low one. The burning building is the tallest skyscraper.
Okay.
So we've got the tallest building, of course, as we can see, is
the one on fire. Yes.
Is the one on fire. They've got the innermost medical center on fire.
I had to just take a small break there to talk to actually the team's namesake, Dr. Miller. Who named this team? He said he had nothing to do with it, but again,
certainly was an inspiration, I'm sure.
Yeah, very much so. Again, Dr. Miller, one of the co-founders of this entire
Lights
event.
are on. Let's see what they do.
Go, action.
So Palm Desert has gone all the way up through the consolation round and now is taking on the undefeated DP Miller Robot Parade.
Now, so watch this armature here for this DP Miller. Again, they're just really effectively bringing it down and sweeping all the way across.
That's
really
right.
simple strategy.
It's a very simple strategy, but they're going to be competing. It looks like Palm Desert has finally gotten
that stacking
thing. They missed that one, but the stacking thing was not working early on, but it has for the last couple.
The last couple rounds, it's worked really effectively. But you're right. Early in the tournament, they were not able to get it together, and I wasn't able to see any of the cubes.
But
being
what
stacked.
I like is they come in, they sweep the water off, stack them up.
Yeah, you know what I believe they've changed over the course of the tournament is that there's a much more pronounced turn. So I think previously they were just tapping a little bit, and
there we go. There's another set. They've got probably 2.5 sets up there. Stack them up.
Oh my goodness! But you know
DP
what?
Miller has just put the. But you know, once again, they put the fire truck and they're not using the camera. They're just putting the fire truck and the firemen in there. They kind of didn't get lucky on this because they only get the value of the ambulance. Had it been reversed, they'd have got the fire truck and the firefighter and the water.
Yep.
So they only end up with 25 points.
But they've again trying to scoop even more points and going down and getting a lot of that water and trying to bring it into that starting box.
They got about half of it, I would say.
Right, and a couple times they get this nice little bonus because if they can actually cause one of those water palms to be touching the top of one of those blue cubes, they get a bonus. There you go, that little flick. And so...
All right, I need you to go over on table 6 and tell me whether they got the stack. I can't see it from here.
Okay, I'll...
No, it works fine. You just got to hold it away from your mouth a little bit.
So it's, I think they got at least one stack. As Jeff goes over to take a look at it, they've got at least one stack there. This is going to be a big counting exercise. We've got the stacks on the left for Palm Desert and the most of the pieces in the disaster relief zone.
Yeah, John, it appears that this time they got the full stack of 7 with a palm.
Wow, so I think that may be it. We'll see. If that's the case, Palm Desert and DP Miller will go. They'll have 3 minutes to recharge, come back out and try again. But we've got to see what the judges do with this counting. So they gave them at least one stack, Jeff. When you come back, you can see there was one stack. So that's a 2x multiplier for that one.
Okay. And all those points in there, but again, I think that stack of 7 is gonna be the deciding factor. Probably on the order of something like 200 points.
Let's let the judges work on this. We'll go to table 5 and see how this one goes. So what we've got is Great Mills High School. They are the undefeated team so far on the right-hand side, and we've got Independence High School, the contender through the consolation round. Judges are moving the indicators around. This is nice. The student said, hey, could you do me a favor and move the mayor to right in the center?
That's right, and they're able to ask for small adjustments because we want the students to be happy with the placement. They have to use their sensors, and they've worked really hard to code their robots to do a very precise thing. No remote controls here, no external input after they calibrate the robots.
So the Burning Medical Center is into the center. The Burning Skyscraper is the one closest to us.
Making sure everything is appropriately centered.
Mayor's up on the highest one. Trying to make sure it's in the center. Going to give everybody a fair shot.
Yep.
Buckeye is back there. You can see him.
All right, ready for
Lights
action.
are on.
Here we go.
Look at the arms coming up. Somebody's going after the mayor and Buckeye.
Now, I like how Independence just slowly unfolds its robots and armatures.
They got to be careful because they've got so much jammed into the start box. They don't want to entangle. So they don't appear to look for something. They just are trying anything that's up there.
You're right. Just grabbing whatever they can.
It clearly got them into the finals. So I got to say that's a good run.
Yep, and they've effectively gotten some of those meeples. Going to go down the line there. Oh, meanwhile, on the top of the screen, you can see that the gas valve is successfully collected.
Are they going to move the gas valve or just drop it? They're just going to drop it. That's good. That's worth 50 points if they do that.
No, but I believe this one it fakes us out every time because they go on the other side, John. And
You're
twist
absolutely
it.
right.
I think. Or maybe they've changed it. You know what? They've changed it.
They just dropped it. That's 50 points. That's a solid 50. It's going to be really hard for somebody to get that away.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Great Mills High is having a little bit of navigation problems, and their arm just.
Oh no!
Can they get that back? Yeah, they did. Okay, I thought the arm had failed the way it fell down.
Oh,
Independence has gotten their actuator working again. Remember, it was stuck. It had a palm stuck right in a hinge.
And there's that big stack of firefighters.
Let's see what it does.
What's going to happen here?
They're getting a bunch of water in there. That's good. And see how they're capturing the water anyway? Even if they don't get it into the water reclamation unit, they capture it on the front, push it right into the utility zone.
Let's see if we hear a big round of applause here again for getting that stack. Yeah, it appears that they must have made it. Actually, both corners there.
So we'll see.
Yeah, if that stack is in there and those water containers,
we're gonna see a rerun. That's
yeah, I think the Independence High is gonna take this one.
This is gonna be very interesting. We're gonna have a rerun.
Remember, you're not gonna be on camera, but I'm gonna try to ask questions.
So Jeff, I'm looking. They have 4 of the firefighters stacked on the burning thing. So that's a good score there. So you guys are the come from behind here. How's that? What did you think?
Wait, what?
You came from behind, and you're now. It looks like you're doing really well.
We came from 50th seating, bottom half, and now we are here, so that's pretty great.
That is really great. If everybody didn't hear that, they were down at the bottom of the seating, and now here they are in the actual championship round. Okay, so in the DP Miller versus Palm Desert, the contender, they won. So we're going to rerun the DP Miller Palm Desert competition, and the winner of that will be the finalist for that division. They have a 3-minute break. They can use that to recharge their batteries, look over the pieces of their robots, make sure nothing was broken. This is pretty amazing. We still don't know what happened on table 5, but I can tell you they did in fact score 4 of those firefighters.
Table 4 to put their titles on the front of this.
All right, setting it for action here, table 4, HTL, Wiener Neustadt, and Los Altos community team.
So Los Altos is undefeated so far. Again, what we'll do is if for some reason the challenger, the Wiener Neustadt, if they win, then they'll run again. Otherwise, Los Altos will be the final champion for this one. One of the interesting things about this is Los Altos, they've been basically sitting around. They've had a rest period.
Yeah, again, all the teams that are the winners in their brackets were sitting around. You're right.
And Wiener Neustadt, they've been playing the whole time. So.
You're right. And so one of the cases with the the team that was winning, yeah, they weren't able to change much, and
So I don't know whether it works like that in sports, but sometimes a day off can hurt you.
Yep,
So we'll see
you're
whether
right.
these teams are have their stuff going.
Sorry, guys, I got to remind you. I know as much as fun you want. Okay, if you're on the chairs, I guess that's okay, but stay off the tables, please. Please.
Okay, on the Great Mills Independence, Great Mills was the finalist. The challenger though, Independence won that one. They had those firefighters, so they're going to get 3 minutes, and we're going to rerun that. Great Mills Independence, Independence for the win. Okay, so we've seen 2 challengers take the final, causing us a rematch. So that'll be that's pretty
correct.
exciting.
Again, a perfect example that you can lose once and win the whole shebang.
So Los Altos is.
So we're seeing some deep double calibration here, it appears, from the Los Altos community team. Making sure things are aligned, functioning.
Okay, they're pulling the DP Miller Robot Parade and the challengers back up.
Very interesting calibration process that they.
The two guys over there are on the Los Altos that are both interning at NASA, doing the high performance computing. Yeah, all of that.
Well, while we're waiting for these guys to get set up, you know, we were talking to these guys. The 2 students at Los Altos Community setting up. These are the current no loss. So they're both interning at one of our sponsors at NASA, and I understand that they're working in High Performance Computing Center. So good for them.
Yeah, one of the funny things too is we ask, what are some important lessons your team has learned throughout Botball this year? And it is kind of funny. It says it's always a builders/programmers. They're apparently the builders and the programmers are crossing each other's out, blaming each other, but I think they're having fun.
It's always a builder's problem.
So here we go. We hear it's always a builder's problem, and then the programmers cross out builders, et cetera, et cetera. Wow, interesting, John. This is a shout out for us. What are some of your favorite things about GCER this year? The announcers.
All right.
I think you resemble that remark.
Are you sure you didn't write that in for them?
I did not write that, but seriously though, they did write that, and then the new friends they made from other teams. That's what I really think this is all about. We're having a fun time, having the competition, but the students are interacting, throughout the conference, and even the tournament. We saw a couple instances where students would give their time out for the other team, right, John?
That really was amazing. There was 2 times where we had a team that was struggling, couldn't get their robot to work, and the other team played the timeout because they wanted to have a fair run and give that team a chance. And I think that's pretty amazing.
And again, as we get ready to go and finish up our double elimination tournament here, we have our award ceremony. One of the words that I always love seeing and hearing why they give it out is the Spirit of Botball Award.
Exactly right.
And I think that is got to be the high praise for contention for that Spirit of Botball Award, right? Being selfless and giving up something that's very valuable, because right now, again, at this level, 3 minutes is a huge difference. And if you give it away to another team, that just says a lot about being good
You only have one of them. And it was, by the way, it was KIPR and Explorer Post 1010. Those were the guys I heard about.
Fantastic.
While we watch these guys set up, I would like to give a big shout out to all of the students. I realize that these guys are the ones that are approaching the top of the pinnacle of these brackets, but there's a bunch of students back here. Audience, I'd like to give a big round of applause to all these students that are standing here. They've really worked hard, and
It's been a great event, fun tournament, and super exciting.
And students, now it's your turn. Those guys over there and the guys at home, the parents at home, the ones that paid to get you here, they deserve an even bigger round of applause.
Yeah, let's hear
it for the parents and the teachers, principals.
And again, while we're getting set up here, reminder, we have a couple brackets where the undefeated team was in fact defeated. And so they have a bit of a time to go back, change some things that they like, and they're going to switch sides and repeat. And it will be definitely the last match for those brackets.
And we could have this yet again.
We could have it yet again. That's correct.
HTL Wiener Neustadt beats Los Altos, we
That's
could be
correct.
doing this again.
So again, Los Altos right now, the undefeated team. HTL Wiener Neustadt has fought back with one loss.
Hey, I was just talking to the store manager. They were planning to close the store at 3 o'clock. They've kept it open. They've got a sale going on right now for vintage T-shirts. We've got a little bit of time after this run, before the next run. Run over there to your left. Grab yourself a couple of these vintage T-shirts. They're really cool because they're from a bunch of years ago.
And I imagine they're still selling those raffle tickets for that giant bot guy, right? $10 for a possible giant bot guy or bot gal, your choice.
Okay, here's the handshake as they get the final indicators. So bot guy is on our side. The burning building is right at the center. The mayor's on the far side. Looks like the burning medical centers are in close on the center.
2, 1, and action. Here we go. Look at how quick that Los Altos community team moves out. Wow, they pushed whoa, what an interesting strategy. They pushed their blue container, I don't know if that was on purpose, into the center there.
There we go. Let's see what happens. So the mayor's on one side, Buckeye's on the other. So that's kind of a wash. Both of those are worth 100 points.
Yep.
Let's see what they do.
Fire truck being picked up on the Los Altos side and put into, the burning facility, hopefully off of the black tape.
Okay, if that's off, there it is. That's worth 50 points for Los Altos.
HTL Wiener Neustadt striking first and collecting the gas line, but it appears they're stuck. Or maybe they're pausing. I'm not quite sure. It always gets stuck? Let's see. Oh, no.
Okay, I hear from from some of the team behind me that's on purpose. They did that. I would have thought they would have taken it with them.
HTL Wiener Neustadt was able to score both electrical lines. On the other side, they were able to score one. Wow, is this a mirror match or what? Let's see.
It is. Well, there's 2 and 1. So currently Wiener Neustadt has 2 of the electric lines. That's 50-point difference. Let's see what they do with the coupler. If that goes to 150, that's going to be a pretty big thing.
Yeah, that would be the score.
That said, the water blobs, we haven't seen that yet. It's got to go in the tallest building. Let's see what it does. There it is. It's 150 for Wiener Neustadt.
They went for it. Let's see if but I think, remember, we've seen a lot of interaction where somebody scores
a cube. Big blue cubes. Both of them are going there. Let's see what happens with them.
Okay.
It's in there. Now, can they hold it in there?
Yes! Wow, nice block.
So I think Los Altos, that's 200 points. But I got to say that Wiener Neustadt's got an awful lot of water built up in the utility zone.
I know, but we've got a lot of meeples in that medical center. This is going to be really close.
It's going to be close. I think the head judge is going to have His
Yeah,
time. This is
bring
gonna be
your
amazing.
calculators out, guys. At 48 points, I think, for each of those meeples.
Yep, that's
and then
20
20
points
points for each of those.
And they
Wow.
got the fire trucks on both of them.
I don't even know. This is
pretty
a really
amazing.
close match. Let's give a big round of applause for both teams, guys.
Yeah,
That's a good
there it
match,
is.
yeah. Win or lose, they both played very well. Very great strategies. Fantastic effort.
And just a reminder, if Los Altos happened to have lost this would be their first loss, and they would come back and try it again.
Yep, that's correct.
And we've had that happen already twice. So
I'm curious for the other two brackets. They have those rematches. If they've got different strategies going to come out.
they had a couple of minutes to try it. Let's see what they do. All right, Jeff. Let's go to see what's going to happen with the Palm Desert and Miller Robot Parade. Let's see. They're getting their setup over there. We'll let the judges sort this out on table 4.
Yep. Okay. So again, in this case, we have both teams with 1 loss. So this is absolutely the final match for this bracket.
That's a fact.
Again, DP Miller's Robot Parade still fielding that one robot that got them this far in the tournament. Very simple, straightforward, but very effective strategy.
And Palm Desert, theirs struggled a little bit in the beginning, and now it's working. So
Right.
we'll see.
Never give up. Keep working on your code.
Lights
And
are
there we go,
on.
action.
So what we saw DP Miller do was go down, make a 180-degree turn, drive the Silver Highway, collect all of those points, and turn it around and put it back in. That's a great, simple strategy, and it clearly got them far, got them into the championship. So let's see if they can do this again. Taking a look at the Palm Desert, they're doing a similar one, but with a little more finesse, if you will.
Yeah,
they
it's
go and
very-
they stack those cubes. They got 2 of them right away.
Right.
They swipe the water off because they don't want the water on there.
Yeah, it's a very interesting stacking collector mechanism, and it was struggling throughout this tournament. But boy, have
Yep.
they got this thing working.
Right
these
now they've
last
got it
couple
working.
rounds.
Yep. So that's 4 of them in there.
Yeah, I think I recall that the last effort was the most perfect situation where they got one of the blue palms to be on top of the green, and
They've got 6 of them in there. Let's see if it'll go down. There we go. So DP Miller has added the fire truck, the ambulance, and the firefighter, but they added it to the non-burning medical center. Had it been the burning medical center, they'd have gotten a lot more. But look at this. They come right down the flood zone, collecting a bunch more water.
Yep. This time they're getting all of them, it appears.
And I think the water where that's going to score the most for them is in the utility zone. Is that true?
You know, I think so, but what they tend to do is they're looking for this interesting stack.
They got 2
bring
of them
it
in the
over.
utility zone. That's 10 points apiece, as I recall.
Right, but I think they're trying to get the blue ones to be stacked right
stacked
on top.
Those
The
are
green,
doublers.
That's a doubler.
That's a good call.
So they did a little flick,
do
and
that
they
little
tend
flick
to
up
get
there.
that.
They got a couple of them. So the
Oh, it's
ambulance
unfortunate. This really productive robot's been scoring all tournament long, got stuck. But I think if that stack is there, that's going to be the decider. Possibly has a lot of points. Let's see if we can zoom in here with the camera since we've got this ability. It's facing us this time.
That's some pretty cool stuff. Once again, they're going to have to sharpen their pencil to get the score on this one. It is not obvious to me at all who has won this one.
All right, so wow, really close match. HTL Wiener Neustadt scored 581 points.
Los Altos scored 677 points. Los Alto is the champion for that
bracket.
That bracket. That's
Really
they went
well
up with
played.
no defeats at all. Very well played.
Yeah, really well done. So, and what we're trying to zoom in here is to see if that stack is. Oh, we're over here on table 5.
This is the last match of this GCERs.
This
are
is the
looking
very
at-
last match because again, both teams received one loss, correct?
That is correct. So Great Mills is playing Independence. They swap sides. So Independence is over there. We'll see. Great Mills was the defending champion. They're trying to
Okay.
grab the gas valve. They've got it.
Very nice. Independence High pushing all of those supplies and cubes right down the line there.
They pick up the water, make the turn, dump it in. There we go. They're also, this is the one that goes after the firefighter, stack them all up.
Yeah.
Ooh, they did not get them up. They got a couple of them, but
Well,
that's
they got
good.
a couple because again, one of the medical supplies on top there gets some nice little bonus points.
They've got bot guys, so the Great Mills High School, they're the defending champions. They've got bot guy. Let's see what they've placed them.
This firefighter stacker is so cool. I love
I
this
gotta
thing.
say,
But
the
again,
challengers here, Independence High School with this stack, they didn't have that in the beginning, or they'd be much further along.
yeah, so again, this is another example where this robot has not really been working well all tournament, and then all of a sudden they figured things out and fixed it, and it's been scoring a ton of points.
So we'll see it. We're getting a real nice view here for all of you watching online. They're using the ET sensor to line it up.
And so again, to count here, we just need one, that lowest one to break that plane. Nice.
That's it.
I believe that's four.
One,
That's
two,
200
three,
points.
4. That's 200 points. That top one.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they don't spin their wheel just a little bit to get that last one down.
I wonder if they did do it, but
They've collected most of the water. I've got to say, this looks like Independence
I think
is going to be it.
Independence High is going to get this one as well. All right, guys, let's see here.
I'm going to wait until not until after. Go right to the champions. So we don't have the official score yet, but we saw that Palm Desert. Oh, here comes the official score.
So score DP Miller, Team 67, with a score of 123 points.
And Palm Desert, Team 167 with 148. Again, a really close game.
Score, yeah.
So congratulations, Palm Desert. Come from behind to win for that division.
That's correct.
That's amazing. Worked it all the way up through the consolation
bracket to win the whole
and
thing.
beat them twice. Still waiting on the count for Independence and Great Mills High. Well, it was a pretty big battle. What do you think? How you feeling right now?
I'm actually feeling pretty good, surprisingly. It's our last year playing Botball, and we actually did pretty good this competition. It's really just been a fun experience for us, all of us. It's just an awesome time.
That's great. And you headed off to school?
I am. I'm going to West Virginia University for a double major in aerospace and mechanical engineering, and then a minor in computer science.
Wow, aerospace and mechanical, you said? Very cool. At West Virginia. Isn't that the mining capital of the world? Yeah, very good. I'm in D.C. region, so I'm very familiar. Well, real nice. How How about your team? Are you graduating as well?
Yeah, I'm also graduating senior. Next year I'm going to University of Maryland at College Park.
University of Maryland, excellent. Yeah. So very nice. All right, I think they're about to announce the final. There it is. Independence High School, a come from behind win. Very nice.
All right, guys, we need volunteers. We really, really appreciate all your help and support throughout the tournament. But if you'd like to help out, we would really appreciate your help and helping to take this stuff apart. So please ask people at the table though what to do. We don't want to break things. We try to reuse as much stuff as possible. But thank you in advance for your support and helping to take the stuff apart.
because I saw like 4 or 5 people coming up and they were like, yeah. So anybody who wants to trade in their wallabies can come to the tech help desk right now and get it shown at. I saw a couple of people come in earlier for the wallaby trade-ins.